and they go down and score on the quarterback sneak that we just talked about. And then he comes right back. They're down 10-7. They go 85-8, and he hits Gronkowski for another 26 yards and for the touchdown. So all of a sudden, he is starting to click and cook with Gronkowski. And then if we could see that's the one to Gronkowski. Right. That's the 26-yarder, which was pretty sweet. That'll work. Almost got him killed again, but that's okay. And then that's the little fade route to Gronk. That's like candy from a baby,
you
right?
You got a 6'5.5" guy on a 5'9" guy.
Yep, okay. And there we go again. And finally, at the end of the half, to your point, he decides, no, I'm not going to sit on a field goal here. And he threw what was called the farthest touchdown pass that he's thrown in 5 yards. The ball traveled about 55 yards in the air. If we could see the one to little Scotty Miller into the corner of the end zone. This is right at the end of the half when you thought, oh, they're just going to sit for a field goal. Nope. That is dropping a dime. That was perfect. A big time.
You can't throw it any better than that.
And if we could hear the commentary of our man Mark Schlereth, who was doing the game for Fox, and then followed by some commentary from Howie Long right after the game about the Brady doubters. Here's the play one more time. 55 yards in the air on the money, and here
I don't know why people are so enthused about writing Tom Brady's obituary. He is so on target. I mean, look at this guy spin the football. I will take umbrage with anybody who says that Tom Brady has lost arm talent.
People say he's done or he's washed up or he's on the other side of it. I don't get it.
Thank you. I've been trying to tell you that for the last, what are we up to, 7 weeks?
But here's the thing. I heard none of that after week 1. I didn't hear anybody come out there and says, I take umbrage to Tom Brady's ability to spin the ball. I heard no one say it. After week 1 in New Orleans, I heard no one say that on our network or any one other network. Nobody said what they're saying now. So it's easy to say after a 5 touchdown day, Skip, it's easy to say that. Now, Tom has been unbelievable. I believe, Skip, they have allowed him to incorporate, because this is not BA offense. If you look at Gronk with those over routes, if you look at Scotty Miller with the over route, that's not really what they do. They are a vertical team. But you're seeing, and they didn't run the ball particularly well yesterday, but they ran it well enough that when he faked the ball in Roe Jones or Fournette's belly, those linebackers had to come up, and then you had Miller on the over behind him. You had Gronk on the over behind him. So if you can't get pressure on Skip, if you look at the throw that he threw, you see how clean that pocket was? If you can't pressure these, Skip, they're too good now. The guys are too good. He's too good. He's already historically great. Even at the age of 43, if you do not pressure him like he got pressured against New Orleans, like he got pressured against Chicago, and you let him just have a clean pocket, he'll pick you apart. And most of them will.
By the way, we just showed it, but did you see the rollout to Godwin for the touchdown? That's 43 years old.
There's nothing you can do about it, because you're not anticipating. We know he can throw the ball from the pocket clean, but he moved. They put him on a move.
Yeah. Like, and you know what? I'm not saying, he's glacially slow.
Yeah.
We get that. But I thought he looked fairly athletic and thrown on the run and threw a dart.
That was that, and the throw to Scotty Miller at the end of the half. Those were his two best impressive throws, because we're not used to seeing him throw the ball on the move and throw the ball with that type of velocity. That ball had something on it, Skip.
Okay, so to our man Stink, as we call Schlereth, to his point, are you ready to say you were wrong about loss of arm talent? I told you, no loss of velocity. I see the same Brady I've always seen.
Well, Skip, I think the thing for me is that it's hard. Well, if I'm just critiquing him like off of yesterday's game when everything is clean, well, see, you understand that if you look at Rodgers yesterday and then look at Rodgers the week before when they had pressure on him, and then look at him yesterday. It's a totally different ball game. These guys have gotten too good now if you don't pressure them.
But my point about Brady is that's always been Brady. When the Ravens could get pressure on him in AFC Championship games, even at New England, he had a hard time because they all have a hard time with that kind of pressure. When Denver could get heat on him at Denver in the AFC Championship game, he had a long, hard game.
Skip, I think a couple of those throws you and I could make. If there's no one going to be within 5 feet of the guy, I mean, that throw to Scotty Miller, Skip. I'm like, did anybody?
Now, I'll tell you this. I couldn't have made that one.
No, we couldn't have made that. We'd have felt very comfortable knowing that we're not going to get hit. We probably could have dropped it in the bucket like he could. But look at this, Skip. Look at this protection.
He had to step up through it.
But it's like they rushed 3 and dropped 8. These great quarterbacks, Skip. They're not going to settle for the field goal because the field goal isn't automatic. Guys miss too many field goals. It used to be, Skip, back in the day, 30-yard field goals were gimmies. There are no more gimmies now.
So guess what? Through, what are they up to now? 7 games.
The 7 games.
The Tampa Bay used to be the Succaneers, have a grand total of 7 turnovers. Through 7 games last year, they had 17 turnovers with Jameis at the controls.
Right.
And I remain a Jameis fan, big arm. He's a classic no risk it, no biscuit thrower.
Right.
He's going to try. He's going to throw home runs.
Right.
Sometimes he will. Sometimes he'll throw it to you. But think of that. 7 turnovers through 7 games, 17 last year. They were a -5 in turnovers at this point last year. They're a +5 now. Help me out. What's the difference?
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be the difference in
wins and losses.
5 and 2,
yes,
right?
Because, and like you said, I mean, if you can be plus in the turnover margin, Skip, and the way the defense is playing now, I believe you can get, you got opportunities on the back end because I don't think they're that great, but are you going to have time? That's the question, because they can generate a rush with 4. Sue and Shaq Barrett and JPP. Now they got McClendon, and they blitz the linebacker more, the middle backer, White, more than anybody that I know.
Yep.
And so now they're starting to get home. So you got some plays. You can make some plays. And then Aguilar started off the ground. I was like, man, if you were playing like this, you would still be in Philly. And then he resorted back to being Aguilar, dropped 2 passes. That one really would have put him right there and touchdown, put him at the 2-yard line, but he dropped it. But give Tom Brady credit, Skip. Yesterday was as good as I've seen him in a couple of years. The way he threw the ball, and they're allowing him. I'm seeing more of what he did in New England than more of what I purely saw from Jameis and Bruce Arians in the offense when he had Carson Palmer, when he had Ben later on Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay. What did I tell you all last year? New England was dead last in the league, the receivers in separation. Same things are happening to Cam. That's why I feel sorry for Cam. That's why I believe last night Tom Brady on the team plane was just shaking his head saying, I know exactly how Cam feels.
Yes.
Because yesterday at New England, Julian Edelman, broken down shell of himself, caught 1 ball. N'Keal Harry, who I had high hopes for, who has not lived up, caught 1 ball for 6 yards. Little James White, who used to be Brady's favorite go-to in the clutch receiver, caught 1 ball for 3 yards. Demiris Bird, who they added as the extra receiver, he's like the 5th receiver from Arizona last year. He caught 1 ball yesterday. It's just not good enough. So now there's reports that Belichick will go out to the trade deadline and add a receiver. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He did that last year.
Are you going to add a 25-year-old Jerry Rice? I mean, what you going to ask, Skip?
But he went and got Mohamed Sanu a year ago and gave up a 2nd-round pick, which is quite a lot of draft.
That's a lot of draft capital for a guy that age.
Okay.
But Skip, another thing that's hurting the Patriots, defensively, they're not that good anymore.
Not that good anymore.
I mean, they ran the ball down their throat. And what helped them last year, Skip, is that, and I said, look, they had a soft schedule early, and the defense was overvalued. And then all of a sudden, when they couldn't hold a team to like 17 or fewer points, they lost. I'm looking at this defense, I'm like, what happened?
Well, is Bill Belichick getting exposed?
Well,
maybe he wasn't the genius everybody thought.
Some of the guys, Hightower and Chung, and some of the guys, they opted out. 10 guys, I think, opted out.
Yep.
But they're not this. Look, I don't think we expected them to be the same team. We thought there would be some growing pains, but even I didn't think they would look like this. Struggle, yes, but look like this and struggling, Skip? I didn't see this.
So Cam got benched later in the game for Jarrett Stidham. Now what do? Belichick said, oh, absolutely, we're going forward with Cam. Cam may be shaking his head saying, I don't know how much more of this I want.
I don't know if I want to go forward with you guys.
Yep.
But Skip, this is what it is. I mean, it's not like he had a choice. This was the only team that really called. And, when you're a quarterback, Skip, I'm dependent on guys being able to make plays. Who can he go out there and say, okay, go get open?
Well, I did pick the Buccaneers to be the best team in the NFC and get to the Super Bowl, and I think right now they're playing at the top of the NFC. They look like the best team. Are you willing to buy that?
They look like one of them. I'm still not. I still think Green Bay is right there. Seattle, but the defense concerns me. And I think with the Saints, what's going to happen with Mike Thomas? Are they going to get Samuels? Because they won a game yesterday without their two top receivers.
Did. Highly impressive.
So give them credit for that.
I do.
But I believe it's a 3-4. It's a three-team run. They're right there. All of them are right there.
I like the way Tampa Bay is playing.
Who y'all got next week? I know you know.
I should know this, but I don't off the top of my head. New Orleans is pretty soon at home.
I know.
Yeah.
New Orleans plays Chicago, then they play y'all. New Orleans plays Chicago next week, and then they play you guys the following week.
Got it.
Yeah, we got a little case to do coming on that one.
Okay.
Oh, Drew Brees.
I'm ready.
Oh, Drew Brees, get it back.
I'm good with that one.
The Bucs do face the Giants next. So
Who faced the Giants? Hold on. Who faced the Giants?
Okay, the Bucs do, Shannon.
Oh, man, they need to call that one off.
You're just not you don't need to watch it.
No, we don't need to watch that one.
Well, you know what? Skip does have the Bucs right now, but what he doesn't have are the Cowboys.
Yes.
Could the Cowboys season be getting
I'll see you
even
tomorrow.
worse?